Welcome students, welcome to PACE Competitive Academy online learning portal. So we have launched online learning portal. So due to this pandemic, we are unable to serve the students in offline mode. So crisis is the crisis. Whenever we end up in crisis, we will create new opportunities. So the PACE Academy is a very old renowned institute which is resided in Visakhapatnam. Okay. So when we are serving offline, we are having proximity limitations that we can reach only to some extent of students. But now, because of this pandemic, we got an opportunity to raise our wings pan India. So we want to deliver our quality without any horizons. So keeping this in our minds, so we have launched an online learning portal through our application. So in Play Store, you can find the application by the name PACE, P-A-C-E, PACE Competitive Academy. So if you go to Play Store and if you type this thing, whichever I have shown, PACE Competitive Academy, so you will get an application. Okay, so PACE is Progressive Academy of Competitive Examinations. Now this thing you will get in the Play Store app. So if you can download this application. So why we need to download this application? See, PACE is an institute which is very renowned, established way back 30 years. So the faculties in PACE Competitive Academy are being serving for about 30 to 31 years of experience they are having in various subjects, and the directors who are running the institute are serving as faculty from the establishment itself. So we can promise you that we will deliver the best quality content for any kind of competitive examination, and this application should be a one-stop solution for any kind of competitive examination. So that is why I suggest you to kindly go through the free lectures available in this application, and if you found that these free lectures are worthy watching, you can enroll for the total course, which is provided for a very reasonable prices, so which you can easily afford. And one thing we can promise from our end is, so we are going to give you the best content you never get anywhere. That is what is our promise. So in the part of our journey, so we are now starting a subject which is very, very important and scoring for any kind of competitive examinations, that is general sciences. So from general sciences topic, I would like to discuss today with you the physics part. The physics part we are going to discuss today. Okay, so I once again reiterate that you will be getting the most benefits, you will get the best out of anything when you enroll to these courses. Okay, so here not only me, every faculty are having invaluable experiences of teaching. Okay, as I told you, the arithmetic and reasoning were taught by the directors itself, who are having a plenty of experience in teaching arithmetic and reasoning, current affairs, polity, and the faculties of pure maths, physics, even English also. English faculty is also very old one. He is also having experience of 25 years, and the physics. So myself, so I cracked many kind of competitive examinations and having experience of 8 years of experience in teaching physics, and also some other competitive examinations too. So we will give you the best content here. Stay tuned to this application and get the updates, enroll to this application. So this is the one-stop solution. Again, I'm telling you, this would be the one-stop solution for bringing you the success. All the best. Okay, so let us start our topic now. So physics, general science. In physics, we are now discussing the topic name called units and measurements. Units and measurements. And one more thing, there will be different modules here. This subject physics is available in English and a regional language of Andhra Pradesh state and Telangana also. So the regional language also course we also provide. You can opt whichever suits you. You can opt English version or you can opt the regional language of Telangana and AP version. So upon your comfortability, that is also there in this application. Okay. Now, so coming back to our topic, units and measurements. Units and measurements. So what is the necessity of learning this topic called units and measurements? See, whenever if you want to measure anything, whenever if you want to tell anything, if you want to tell your age, if you want to ask anything, give me 1 kg of potatoes. So anything is revolving around the unit. So to measure anything, see again, you cannot measure the milk in kg, you cannot measure petrol in kg. Okay, liquids we measure in a different way, solids we measure in different way, gaseous matter we measure in a different way, length we measure in a different way. Different dimensional quantities are there. For different dimensional quantities, we prefer different kinds of units. So here in this topic, it is intended to understand that what is the different dimensions are available, different dimensions that are available in physics to measure, and what are the subsequent units we use to measure those dimensions. So that is what this topic deals maximum part of time. And what kind of questions we can expect from this in the examination. The chapter name itself says what kind of questions are possible. So the examiner may ask you some dimension, he will tell. He may ask you what unit we use to measure this dimension. Okay, or conversion of dimensions. If you see 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, it's a conversion of unit. So conversions also they may ask. Okay, so we can expect these kind of questions from units and measurements. Whenever we prepare any topic, we need to have a basic knowledge what kind of questions may come from this topic. If we know that what kind of questions that may be possible to come, we can focus more in that manner. Are you getting me what I'm saying? We can focus more on that in that manner if you know what kind of things needs to be extracted from that concept. Okay, so from units and measurements, probable questions are different dimensions and it units, and also unit conversions are more probable questions that which we can expect from this topic. Okay, so let us come back. So what is the basic quantities? See here, units means, so units I have told you, units we used to measure dimensions. Okay, units we use to measure dimensions. Units and measurements. Okay, so now here what are the different dimensions which we see in our day-to-day life? What are the different dimensions which we see in our day-to-day life? For example, morning you woke up and went for a jogging. So how much distance you have traveled. See, day to day, if you see from the morning to the evening, what are the different kinds of dimensions we come across? There are some examples. So what is the distance of your walk today? Okay, how much weight you are having now today? Okay, how much milk I need to brought from the market? So all these things, if you see, if you want to do any activity, okay, you need a unit. So unit is necessary to explain the physical quantity. Physical quantity, how much physical? See, distance is a physical quantity. How much weight you are, that is a physical quantity. How much milk you need, that is a physical quantity. So to measure the physical quantities, we need units. To measure the physical quantities, we need units. And these physical quantities, okay, to measure physical quantities such as length, distance, area, volume, etc. Okay, so to measure these kind of physical quantities, we need units. Okay, so what are the different types of physical quantities now? What are the different types of physical quantities? Now, physical quantities further subdivided into fundamental quantities, and next one is derived quantity. See, what is meant by fundamental quantity? Fundamental means if you take a clay, so you can make clay as a plate, you can make use of clay to make a pot. You can make a plate, you can make a pot. So two different physical things you are making from the basic thing, that is clay. Are you getting me what I'm saying? Clay is a fundamental and the plate and pot are derived quantities. So fundamental, these are the basic quantities. Whereas derived quantities, if you take a group of fundamental quantities, in order to get a different physical property, then we call that as a derived quantity. So now, what are the fundamental quantities and what are the derived quantities? Let us see what are the fundamental quantities and what are the derived quantities. What are the fundamental quantities and what are the derived quantities? Fundamental quantities are nothing but fundamental and derived. See, fundamental quantities are nothing but length. So they are independent quantities. They are independent quantities. Okay. Example, length, mass, time, temperature, okay, angle. So these are all independent. So they don't depend on other quantities to get derived. to get derived. They don't need any other quantities to get derived. Whereas these derived quantities, these are obtained from fundamental. Derived quantities. These are derived from fundamental quantities. These are derived from fundamental quantities. Okay, these are derived from fundamental quantities. Example, see area. See, area is nothing but length into length. So two lengths are taken to find area. So length is a basic fundamental unit or basic fundamental quantity, and area is a derived quantity. Similarly, volume. Volume is also taking length 3 times. Taking the length 3 times is nothing but volume. So volume is also a derived quantity. Density is also a derived quantity. Mass upon volume. Density. So all these are combination of 2 or more fundamental quantities. Then it is called derived quantity. Derived quantity means which are derived from the basic fundamental units or basic fundamental quantities. Okay, that is nothing but fundamental and derived quantities. Fundamental and derived quantities. Now what are the system of units? So okay, this is okay. So fundamental physical quantities are there, derived physical quantities are there. How to measure? So what is the method of measurements? Is there any methods also? So let us see. So there are 3 types of methods or 3 types of systems of units. So there are 3 types of systems to measure the physical quantities. There are 3 types of systems to measure the physical quantities. System of units. So what is meant by the system of units means we have made some rules. We have made some rules to measure the things. So if you say 1 meter, how we say this is 1 meter? Okay, so we made some rule. What is meant by 1 meter? First we need to define 1 meter. Then only we can use 1 meter. So there should be some reference, right? So similarly, we take different references to classify the units. So those are CGS units. CGS means centimeter, gram, second. So centimeter, gram, second is the CGS unit. MKS, meter, kilogram and second, that is MKS. And another unit FPS, foot, pound and second. So these are the 3 basic system of units. So these 3 came because in India we generally study SI units. I will tell what is meant by SI unit. But if you go to the labor who is working, or if you go to some site or field, they are still using foot. How many foots are square? Still we purchase land in square foot. How many of you purchase land in square meter? So many of us measure the land either in square yards or square foot. If you go and purchase a flat, he will tell the rate per SFT. So means what? So we are studying SI unit but implementing FPS unit still. We are still using FPS unit though we are studying in SI unit. So why these units came? So different countries adopted different units. Okay, so United States of America taken FPS. So Britain has taken MKS. So likewise, CGS is a conversion of MKS. MKS is one basic system, FPS is one basic system taken by Britishers and Americans, US, and this is a conversion of MKS to CGS. And after some time, if some person who is coming from America, if he is visiting Britain, they both get confused with the units. If some drawing is coming from America to Britain, then this person will not know what is meant by foot. That person is not knowing what is meant by meter. So in order to remove these irregularities, of measuring any physical quantity in different manner, so they came up with a solution called International System of Units. That is called SI system. Okay, International System of Units. That is called International System of Units. International System of Units, in order to make a uniform unit for different physical quantities. That is the motto of launching this International System of Units. We call this as SI system. Okay, very very important, because all these system of units are obsolete. We are not using these system of units now. Okay, so we prefer to use International System of Units only. So majorly the objectives will come from the International System of Units only. International System of Units only. Okay, now what we will do, so what are the different kinds of basic quantities and what is the SI unit? What is the different kinds of basic quantities and what is the SI unit and what is the representation of that unit? Symbolic representation of that unit, because this is where we can expect the questions. So let us see International System of Units in a detailed manner. International System of Units. International System of Units or SI system. Okay, so what are the basic quantities? Basic quantity and its SI unit. Basic quantity and SI unit and its symbol. See, basic quantity, mass is a basic quantity. Okay, SI unit is kilogram, and it is represented with kg. Okay, that is mass. Next is length, L, meter, representation is m. Okay, small m. Generally units representations will be smaller case letters only. Time, second. So it is represented with S, actually S second, it's not second, S only. Okay, S. And next is electrical current. Electrical current, ampere. It is again capital A, because so small a is used in some other locations, so we generally take some units in capital when it is necessary, because duplication of, whenever there is another a, small a is there, then it will get confused. So that is why ampere was given as capital A. Okay, capital A. Temperature, Kelvin. So it is K. Kelvin is K. And luminous intensity. Candela. It is candela. The unit is candela. It is represented with CD. Luminous intensity. Next is amount of substance. In chemistry we generally use this amount of substance. It is mole. See here already small m is used, so that is why we use here MOL, mole. Okay, so these are the different kinds of fundamental physical quantities and its units and its symbols. Okay, so these are the basic fundamental quantities. There are supplementary fundamental quantities are also there. Supplementary fundamental quantities. Apart from this, there are supplementary fundamental quantity. Supplementary fundamental quantity. They are plane angle. Okay, they are plane angle and solid angle. So plane angle means what? So if you are taking in two-dimensional, then it is called plane. Okay, it is called plane angle. If you are taking angle between two planes, see this is two plane, so the angle between these two planes, this is plane angle. So this is plane angle. Solid angle means if you are taking in three-dimensional. Okay, if you are taking in three-dimensional. Okay, if you are taking in three-dimensional, then whatever the angle here it is made. So now it is like this. Solid angle. This is a solid angle. So angle subtended inside a solid plane, that is solid angle. This is measured steradian. It is measured in using a unit called steradian. Radian. So plane angle is radian. And its symbol is radian. Its symbol is steradian. Okay. So here these are the supplementary fundamental units. Along with the basic fundamental units, we use these units also. Okay. So these are the units according to the SI units of system. These units are very important for the examination also. Now, so this is in this class. We are going to discuss in the next class. So what is the SI unit of length and how we measure this meter, how we defined this meter, how we defined a second, okay, how we defined a kilogram. So all these things we will discuss in the next class. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.